Right, how y'all doing? Today is the day that we start, what do they call it? What do they call it on Monday?
Operation Removal.
Fucking stupid. We'll stick with it, but I should probably actually come up with something different. It's not entirely accurate, but we were supposed to do it on Wednesday, and because of change of plans, nothing happened. We got all information through, and we started today. We're moving my stuff from here into a storage unit. So we're talking about it, I think, on Sunday, and then Monday we went down and checked a few places out. Well, a place that we'd already gone to before, but it's changed hands since. We looked around, checked a few units out. I'm like, hey yo, this'll do the trick, and I can just go down, key code in, and shuffle through and get what I need. Some stuff has to be moved around the house, and there isn't really any room to do it, like, at all. In fact, the stuff that the stuff that was clipped came from the front room, and you wouldn't notice a difference. If I did it before and after, you wouldn't see any difference. But it's no secret that my family, we live in an incredibly cluttered house. It's a very small house, and we have a lot of stuff in it. And honestly, there's nowhere to set it up. There just isn't. It's not a case of not wanting to use it. It's or having more than we need. It's just we can't practically use it. If you want to know what my workspace is, if we go there to maybe there. Or if I were to extend out a bit, maybe, there you go, my shoulder that you can't see, this one, is the edge of the frame. So I'd say probably my arm's length, shoulder to arm. That's my workspace, and then maybe arm across, that's my workspace. This is the only place I can realistically have something set up, and it's not really get in the way. Otherwise, people see it quite often. My stuff just kind of ends up over the floor or on sofas or on side tables, and it just looks an absolute state. But there's nowhere for it to go. In fact, actually, the cupboard behind me, that's called Potter's Cupboard, and once upon a time that was empty. Now it's stacked from floor to ceiling, which is very bad because you need to get into that cupboard to get to our gas meter. Not that you can really get there anyway, because there's a big leather sofa in the way, but it's that kind of thing. We don't actually have any space to put anything and keep it. I have a bunch of photography lights, soft boxes and all that kind of stuff, and if I were to set one up in this room, based on its current layouts, we would take a majority of what's left of the floor space. Just having this, I mean, it's a big softbox. Big softbox. I've got like a couple of them. The one I'm thinking of is an octagonal softbox. It's massive, absolutely massive. It's such a ball ache to me to just get the stands, set up the stands, sandbag the stands, get all the lights sorted out, get the softbox set up, do whatever I need to do, take it down, put it away, and then move it to where it needs to be stored. Okay, it's not a thing, and so things just kind of get tucked away places and just. We don't have floor space. Once upon a time, very briefly in the last maybe 15 years or so, on a few occasions I've had spaces that I have been able to dedicate to setting up kit and keeping it there, so everything is at hand, ready to go. You know, grab off of a shelf, you know, grab a bag, that kind of thing. But it's been very rare when I have had them, and I've not really been able to use them. Circumstances change, and you just, all good plans, they don't always work out. I mean, the last time I had a setup like that here was 2019, maybe early mid 2020, and it's just even then, I had an entire room, smaller than this one, I think, a bit smaller than this one. That softbox I mentioned before would take up a huge chunk of the floor. It wasn't realistic. So, and we've got some bits coming, and as I say, the house is going to have to be moved around, and this will probably make it a bit easier. Not ideal, but something that's been on the cards for quite some time. As I say, we've used storage units from the same place before, but we decided to bring a lot of that stuff back here, which is what ended up happening to Potter's cupboard in a section in the loft. And it's just like, nah, man, we need space to move, and if I can live out of a backpack and this desk, so be it, kind of thing. Because then that way it is easier to move around, move furniture about, groovy. The wife has got some plans for some stuff that she wants to do to the house, and like I say, we can't really move about all that well, so we're going to make it so that we can move about. She got us some bits the other day. Guitar mounts. She wants us to mount some of the guitars to the wall, but we need to clear some space to be able to put them on walls. So, you know, I would have liked to have been able to set up an office somewhere, like a proper office somewhere. We joked a few years ago we were going to buy, what was it? It was an old church on the north end of town. That would have been absolutely fantastic for our needs, but didn't manage to do it in the end. And then we joked about the Round Nerds Island off the coast of Hull. Couldn't get that either. That realistically was completely out of our price range, but in current market, no chance really. But you know, I would have liked to have had an office space set up where we could just put everything there, leave it. I've been stuck in this house, well, really on and off since we moved here, and I would like a reason to leave the house. I would like to be able to separate home and other stuff. You know, if anyone has ever worked from home, it can be really quite miserable at times, because if your home life don't go well, motivation for work is minimal. If work goes a bit wanky, then your motivation for doing things at home is kind of eh. And there are so many distractions here, man. It's absolutely ridiculous trying to get bits and bobs done. So the end goal is to maybe have somewhere set up somewhere else, or at least another room somewhere else, or wherever that we can do stuff. For now, get all of the spare bits that aren't hyper necessary, and get them moved to the storage unit, and then figure out from there. That has to be done, really. A lot of my stuff is it's tucked away, and my stuff is either on or under stuff. So it's not like I take up a huge amount of floor space unless I need to set something up, and then it just annoys me that as soon as I set it up, I feel like I'm in the way, and so I don't really like doing it. With the price of offices and that going up too, not ideal. I don't know if I could justify it, but one day that's the dream. It would be nice to be able to clear a bit of floor space, so it didn't feel like we were tripping over stuff every single time we trying to navigate around the house. Even just getting out of our bed in the master bedroom. Once you've got the wardrobes, the bed right in the middle. Once you get out of the wife's side, she's at the wardrobe. She's got about that much room before that's it. Her arms are over the bed and she's hitting the wardrobe, and on the other side I'm hitting the wall or the fireplace, and my arm is over the bed. There's no room. There's like literally no room. We're a family of 4+ doggle, so 5, in a house realistically for 2. These aren't big houses, and I feel quite bad actually for one of my neighbours down here. Is like they had 6 kids, 2 adults, and pets. No way I could handle it. I'd be going completely stir crazy. I don't have any space for myself here. There's definitely no personal space here, and as I say, there's only 4, going on 5 of us. To have any more than that would be, I mean, I'd probably end up getting institutionalised in a heartbeat. Yeah, but that's that. So, hope you're well. And I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. So sad. Americans, when my American friends realise how little room we have in these houses, they're like, "Wow, you're practically living in a tiny home, dude." It's like, yeah. Kind of wish I could have gone and got one of those 20 grand static caravans we were looking at a couple of years ago. That'd have been great. Just set one of them up on one of the local holiday parks, and good times.